Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, and things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How goes the family? How goes it? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional day. Um, Another day, another way. It's unfortunate that the things that have occurred within the last 2 weeks. I can definitely be honest on that one. It's been crazy, but I will say with all sincerity that my hearts and prayers go out to the families, communities affected by the shooting that took place in Texas, by the shootings that have taken place in Buffalo. I usually don't go live and speak upon these things and whatnot because what's unfortunate is the media and certain people are politicizing a horrific event like they always do. And hey, I'm 39 years old, so I'm basically going to, for those who are younger and that have not gone through this before and they're on social media, they're watching, if you're watching the news, I advise you not to because they're running with this thing because they love to keep people in fear and they love to talk to people when they're the most vulnerable. That's what they do. Um, but I remember the first shooting that I saw growing up, because like I said, I'm not trying to capitalize on what happened because it's unfortunate. Like this is coming from this tonight's video is coming from a place of this is crazy. This this isn't called for. Nobody should be arguing over the fact of what happened. It was an atrocity. Period. But so the fact that you have so many people that are well, I'm not going to get into that. So my first time going through a school shooting incident, I was in high school and it was the it was the Columbine shooting where these two young guys went into a school like cowards. Anybody who does this is a coward, period. And they shot and killed people, and they harmed people and whatnot just because, unfortunately, unlike like this gentleman, because quote unquote they were bullied and whatnot. And there's no excuse for anybody to go shoot up any place, a school, etc. I don't care if you're being bullied. You don't get no sympathy from me. I was bullied as a kid. You know, I didn't shoot up a school. So, or somebody could say, well, this person was raised by a single parent. I was raised by a single mom. I never shot anybody in my life. So miss me with the excuses. I've known people who had crack-headed parents and and they are to this day the best parents on the planet. I know people that were orphans and who came from war zones, war-torn countries, war-torn neighborhoods, because America has war-torn neighborhoods too, and are the best, most productive citizens on the freaking planet. So miss me with all that, my childhood was crappy nonsense. I don't want to hear that. That's old and dead. Okay. That is old and dead excuse. I don't know why that always gets um, brought up in the conversation. Like I said, for me, it just makes me laugh. But this isn't a laughing matter. This truly isn't a laughing matter because people continuously do these things, and it's unfortunate. And then I remember the tragic events of 9/11. 20, 2011, Twin Towers came down, plane ran into the Pentagon, plane crashed in Pennsylvania. I remember that. Um, but at the end of the day, and I'm just talking about the first incidents in my life of seeing school shootings, hearing about school shootings. I grew up in the suburbs. I didn't grow up in the hood. I'm not going to act like I grew up in a crazy and dangerous environment. I actually grew up in a decent neighborhood. I had a middle class mother. My dad, was smart with the money before he passed away. He made sure we was good to go, and I'm thankful for that. He made money moves to ensure that we weren't dead, broke, and flat on our butts. But if something unfortunately happened to him, which something did, so now what I'm really getting at tonight is the main reason why I even making this video is because I said to myself, is the media that predictable that they're going to run with this whole gun control thing or the run with we need more guns thing? And yes, of course, this is what they do. This is what they do. It's like, and the saddest thing is, and I challenge everyone that's out there. Um, I challenge everyone that's out there to just do your own research. I know this by heart, but do your own research and look at the fact that every single school shooting that's happened, from um, the school shooting happening in one school district in Connecticut years ago. Unfortunately, kids were killed, and it was by a young man. You look at other incidents that happen even in the movie theater in Colorado and whatnot. Um, so this is what I'm going to say for people that want to argue over guns and whatnot. I'm for people having the guns. I'm for people, being, people being responsible gun owners, the whole nine. Gun control, if it's within reason in a sense, but not to the point where you're not allowed to have it. Period. Like in basically New York and in California. I think those are extreme. But I will say with all sincerity that even a background check is not going to be able to stop anybody from doing anything crazy. Most people know this. But then the crazy argument of, well, if more people have guns, that means there's going to be less shootings. Well, I don't know if you've ever been to Texas, but um, usually people, especially if you go to a city like Dallas, Houston, shootings happen all the time. Even in San Antonio, shootings happen all the time because it's like I had to tell somebody this argument, which they thought I was telling them that you shouldn't have guns. I didn't say that. I told them that eventually you as the gun owner have to turn around, and if somebody's crazy, I'm talking about crazy people. See, when people want to have this argument, they're thinking that everybody thinks reasonably. No, most times people commit atrocities like this is because they're crazy and they're going to snap eventually. I remember when a cop got shot in Dallas and in freaking Houston, and it's because the cop was turned around. Anybody can get caught slipping. To my soldiers, to my vets out there on all branches of the military, United States military, best in the world, most best trained in the world. We know this. This isn't anything new. Best trained in the world. Remember the unfortunate incident that happened in Fort Hood with that one soldier, and as they call him an insider threat on one of the military bases, some of the most armed facilities and secure facilities on the planet. Security, and because I know people are going to go on the tangent in regards to we need to arm more people that's within the school system. If that's the case, then that's the case. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, eventually that armed person has to turn around. I don't think there's anything that can. Only thing I can say is I wish more public schools had access control doors. That's one thing I will say, because that prevents unwanted personnel from getting in. I know, like, legally, from a fire marshal perspective, you can't lock the doors from the inside, but you can keep the doors locked from the outside. And I mean, that's one deterrent. Will that officially keep all crazies out? No, no place is 100% secure. You can have the best secure facilities on the freaking planet. Eventually, a criminal, a terrorist, however you want to label it, is going to find a way to get into the building. That's just what it is. It's like people with the most secure houses, even in people in gated communities. Eventually, the perimeter will be breached. I'm not saying this to take sides. I'm just saying this is a freaking fact. And it's sad to say, like I said, what really pisses me off is that the Democrats and Republicans are politicizing a horrific event, and they're doing the point blame game nonsense. And this is just not the time. And I'm saying this as a tax-paying voting citizen. This is not the time to have this freaking debate that's going to end up going nowhere. Because the funniest thing is, in the media, had these basically had, I like to call, troll debates. Troll debates are very simple to explain. I think I explained this a little bit earlier on my Instagram page, Larry's Anything Goes LLC. I explained that in the troll world on social media, people love to argue, bicker, but go back and forth. And obviously, we know that nothing is gonna. It's really just a waste of time, and it's not going to be any real conclusion, or any plan of action. Let's just go plan of action that's going to take place after these two people have argued online for hours and hours. Now, does it make for great content? Yes. But I challenge the people that love to do this. At the end of those conversations, it should, like I said, it should be like a meeting. What's next? What is the plan of action? Let's find common ground, and let's figure out how to execute whatever we're trying to execute. How about that? Because contrary to popular belief, your government does a great job of doing that. Contrary to popular belief, corporate America does a great job with that. Do you really think that we already see in all levels of government how people don't agree on every single thing, but you also see in you think everybody in Google agrees on every freaking thing? Do you think everybody at Apple, Facebook, Snapchat, or TikTok, all these corporations that are out here, all right, from the medical industry to the social media industry, tech industry, whatever, financial industry, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, list goes on and on. Do you honestly think that everybody at the top of those ladders agree on every single thing? No, but they have a plan of action. They get the meeting of the minds going, and then they find a way forward. And they couldn't exist. They couldn't exist if these people would constantly bicker back and forth like a bunch of little kids, and the adults in the room would have to go in there and push both people away and say, "You go to this corner, you go to the left corner, you go to the right corner," because obviously you don't know how to get along. Sit in timeout corner for a while until you figure it out how to get along. That's my whole point at the end of this thing, because I'm sick and tired of people politicizing the death of people, especially in this case, like Buffalo is the mostly death of, unfortunately, mostly elders. In this case, in Texas, the death of young children is being politicized, and it honestly sickens me on both sides. Nobody's cleaned on this one. It honestly sickens me. It's not the time to play politics. Just not. Innocent people have been killed. Innocent people have been killed, and even people in the podcasting world and all over social media, they're playing politics with this horrific incident, and that's what sickens me. That's my 2 cents on this whole thing. Is that it says a lot about society, because the what happened gets lost, even when that shooting that took place in El Paso, Texas, and whatnot. All right. I remember, and this guy was actually targeting Hispanics, just like the guy in Buffalo was targeting African Americans and whatnot. So my point is that the fact that people are politicizing, and because they did the same thing at that event, every time a bad shooting, and they always politicize every single thing when we should be focusing on the loss of life. That's what sickens me the most. We should be focused. This incidents that have happened, there should not be any Democrats and Republican, conservative and liberal nonsense talking points. They should be focusing on the loss of life. How can we secure our schools, whether it's in a Democratic district or a Republican district? How can we secure the schools? If you're going to arm more people, great. Add more access control doors, definitely great. Actually puts funding towards securing schools and whatnot and education, and not just funding towards a freaking football program. Well, what do I know, right? That's just my 2 cents on that one. Okay, that's what it sickens me at the end of the day, that people will politicize serious events like this just so that they can get more ratings. And I made this video to focus on the loss of life that has taken place within the last couple of weeks. Okay, this is because I even heard today, even unfortunately, one of the husband of one of the members who were people who were killed, he passed away today due to a heart attack. This is serious, man. This is like, if I don't know about you all, but it's not even just these shootings, but the whole pandemic has taught me to have an appreciation of life even more so. But everybody wants to bicker and whine like nothing's wrong, and everybody wants to bicker and whine like, yeah, it's just cool to politicize everything just so we can make a quick buck, just so we can get some clicks and whatnot. And that's just not cool, man. That's just not cool. In other news, unfortunately, today, Ray Liotta passed away at age 67. He was actually filming in the Dominican Republic, unfortunately. Now, if you don't know who Ray Liotta is, you need to look him up. One of the greatest actors on the planet. I'm an 80s baby. I grew up in the time frame where you know, you had more manly movies out compared to today. You didn't have all this fictional, and I'm not knocking it, but that's not my thing. You didn't have all these fictional movies as you do today. You had some fictional movies, but they didn't like the fictional movies. My personal opinion, they were actually like at this level, and then the action-packed manly movies was at this level back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s and whatnot. And then it slowly was on the even playing field, and I was even okay with that. But then the fictional superhero movies just blew up, and you know, I like realistic movies. And first movie I ever saw Ray Liotta in was Goodfellas. Played the hell out of that role. Okay. Saw him in Field of Dreams. Saw him in the movie when he was playing Frank Sinatra. Remember, he was in the movie Wild Hogs. And that was the first time I saw him do something from a comedy aspect. I remember seeing Ray Liotta in the movie. What was the other movie? Um, yeah, John Q played the head police officer and whatnot in that movie. Him and Denzel Washington. Now, we I got to give love and respect to the man because he lived a good life. And today to be 67 years old, that's young. I mean, I knew a woman who was 77 years old. God rest her soul, Miss Norma Jean. Um, but at least I can say because unfortunately he died on the set. He did one thing that most people don't have the pleasure of doing, and I'm going to say that on that, out of respect, obviously. God rest his soul. But he died doing what he loved doing, acting, being in character and giving it his all. Same thing with DMX. Even though DMX, he passed away last year, he was living. He was very, he was in a lot of pain. And unfortunately, drug addiction is very real, and that's why I'm not an advocate on drugs on any level. But when I saw, in the final moments that he was alive and he was back in the studio making music, and that was, they said, the two happiest times in DMX's life when he was in the studio making music and when he was with his children. That was the moment he was the happiest in his life, and I could just see it. And I've recently in the gym, I've been listening because I've been getting back into working out at the gym, not just at home. I've been listening to DMX's final music from his last album that he just completed before he died, unfortunately. And I could tell the difference in his voice is not the same. His voice is way more raspier than it used to be. But I could just tell that not he was trying to ask for forgiveness for the things that he did in life from his son, ask for forgiveness for the things that, the relationship he had with his mom, ask for forgiveness from the fans. And he wanted to make his life whole, make things whole. He was just trying to live a happy life. But at the end of the day, when I say these shootings mean a lot, I mean, it's like you just have to look at the world and just do me a favor. Let me know in the chat room. Um, just put a prayer symbol out there in the chat room. you know, put a thumbs up in the chat room, whatever have you, but just put something positive out there in the atmosphere. Okay. I've already had to delete and block a bunch of trolls that was putting spam in my chat, so they're gone. But just try to put something positive out into the atmosphere because at the end of the day, we're talking about innocent people, especially innocent children. And I don't care what state you live in, red state, blue state, purple state, orange state, doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. Stop letting the media dictate how you should feel about a situation. Um, I will say that unfortunately, that not only will these things continue to happen, but these things will continue to happen regardless of whatever small town you live in, regardless of whatever major city you live in, because we like to believe these things. If I live in this specific community, no matter what country you live in, if I live in these specific communities, everything's going to be a-okay. I'm going to be safe. Life's going to go on, et cetera, and so forth. And that's just, you can be, to quote Tupac, you can be touched at any moment, regardless of who you are, regardless of your status. You can be touched, and there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't escape it, and it's a sad thing, but it's just something that you have to keep in mind when you walk out of your door. I mean, even in your house, you can be touched. I mean, it's all about Breonna Taylor. It doesn't matter where you live at. You can be touched, you can get got, and it ain't nothing. Um, it's not anything to look over. That's the best way to put it. There's nothing any way to shy away from. you can be touched. You know, unfortunately. Um, look up this. I want to look up this town in Texas, Uvalde. Yeah, that's what I want to look up. Uvalde, Texas. Let's look up where this. Let's look up where this town is actually specifically located. Because this, like I said, this is sad. I'm just, before I call it a night, I'm just looking up this town because it's like the border patrol were the ones that basically killed this guy. They actually had to because I guess because since this town is so small, I know it's west of okay, yeah, it really is a border town because it's west of San Antonio. Um, and what is it? Yeah, it's west of San Antonio and it's not far away from the Ciudad Acuna uh, border town and that's in Mexico, and it's not that far from Del Rio. So yeah, it definitely doesn't get more closer to the border than this. And I'm looking at the town now. You know looks like a decent town. Not too big, not too small for West Texas and whatnot, but the fact that it took an hour. Now I'm no law enforcement analyst. I am a criminal justice major, but I'm no law enforcement analyst. I'm not going to act like I know all the answers, but I do know that I know when it boils down to any incident, but the big town or small town police they can't just storm the place. They have to be strategic in regards to how they're going to get take down the suspect or whatnot. Hostage negotiating things have to take place. I know that they have to establish some sort of communication with the with the suspects and whatnot. So I get that. I truly do. But it's like I said, at the end of the day, it's a sad situation and we can learn a lot. But when I talk about money, I always say stop thinking Democrats and Republicans. I say start thinking checkings and savings. I feel like I'm repeating it more and more nowadays. But now I really want to say stop thinking liberal versus conservative. Start thinking with your heart and show some compassion and empathy for what's happening. Because the people on those major networks, they're getting paid more than you and they're laughing all the way to the bank. And when situations like this happen, yeah, they get themselves prepared long enough to ensure that they have the best talking points to rile the left up or rile the right up. I can't put it any other way. I just can't. I can't put it any other way. And if you're alive and you're watching this, it's like, and especially for people who have kids, hold your kids tonight. Be more happy the fact that you still have them. But as a parent more than I will because I'm not a parent. That the moment they step out of the house and away from you, the chances of them getting hurt, possibly or kidnapped or shot, whatever have you, is greater and greater and greater every single day. All right. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying it to be realistic. And then my responsible gun owners out there, I ain't mad at you. But let's be real with it. It's not a guarantee that you're going to be able to not get shot and killed and whatnot. Hell, my brother got stabbed 30 some times and he had a gun on him. Remember, and I always say this, it's like the military, best armed, best trained on the planet. They can get touched. In a prison where prisoners don't even have guns, best, prison guards, best armed, best trained, and they can get touched because it takes that 1 second for you to turn your back. That 1 second. So I'm not taking any sides on the whole gun control thing. That's just like I said, I believe in sensible, but at the end of the day, it's in regards to like a regular, background check, kind of like they do here in Virginia, and in Texas and whatnot. But even then, it doesn't mean that somebody's not going to act a fool and do something stupid because in all genre, every industry, people do stupid stuff, especially even in law enforcement industries. People end up doing stupid stuff, and they've had some of the most vigorous background checks on the planet. So rest in peace to the victims of Uvalde, Texas. Rest in peace to Ray Liotta. Rest in peace to the unfortunate victims of Buffalo, and rest in peace to any other incidents, because I know that they've taken place that have happened that I am not privy to at this specific time frame. But that's it. I didn't want to. I didn't think I was going to go this long, but I wanted to get the point, hit the nail on the head. That this isn't anything to laugh about. This isn't anything to make money off of. This isn't anything to politicize. These are people's freaking lives, and it is an unfortunate event that took place. So, do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, you guys have a great day. If you're a stock market investor, individual retirement account investor, crypto investor, think about signing up with the various platforms: WEBULL, Crypto.com, Coinbase, Stash, um, Coinbase, Crypto.com, WEBULL, all that good stuff. So, but anyways, enjoy your life. That's all I got to say. Enjoy your life. Stop wasting your time. Don't take your family members for granted, even if they bug the hell out of you, because I know what that's about. Trust me, we all do. Family, eventually, whether they're your kids, whether they're your parents, your siblings, brothers, sisters, cousins, they're gonna annoy the hell out of you. Significant other, they're gonna annoy the hell out of you. But it's up to you to still show them love and appreciate them being in your life. All right. On that note, family, have a great night. Go.
Mike, now.